Yeah, welcome back to Comedy or Worse.
Or worse. Definitely, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here with a very special guest. He doesn't remember his name.
He doesn't remember my name.
No, I always have the guest say the name.
Don Dario, baby.
See, I never would have added the middle name. See, like, this is exactly
little
why
to it.
I don't do it.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, it's just, got this for free. Shout out to Alan Henderson.
Alan, what up, man?
Yep. All right, so the first thing, do you use a stage name?
Stage name. Dario is actually is a stage name. It's not my real given last name. My real given last name is Key Dick. So my whole name altogether is Don Key Dick. Ladies.
All right. Oh, cool. So how did you get into comedy?
Comedy. I started because I was a financial aid director in Beverly Hills, and I know this is weird, but it was for an art fashion school, couture fashion. So they had their students there, and they made a little runway for them, a little gala, the whole thing, and a fashion show. And I was working there. I was one of the directors, so I had to be there. Finance has nothing to do with any of what they're doing, but they asked me because as I'm there to go up and make an announcement to the audience. They forgot to rope off the first 2 rows or whatever for the parents who actually paid to have that spot to see their kid and everything.
Right.
And they forgot to rope it off. So I had to be the one to deliver that news to all these people in Beverly Hills. There was actors. Trump's daughter was in there. I don't know if Trump was there, but Trump's daughter was in there. In the fashion show.
What year was that?
This was 2012, 2013, between there.
Wow.
So I went up there. I don't have any fear really. I'm comfortable in front of people and speaking in front of people, and I thought it was gonna be a nice little thing. I go up there, I ask nicely, I explained what happened, and if everybody could stand up and please move back just 1 row. And it's Beverly Hills. What do you think they did? They didn't move. Nobody moved.
Wow.
So I don't know what most people would do if they'd maybe ask again or something, but I didn't. I flipped it. And I was like, really? No, I asked nicely. I explained everything that happened to you, and I'm looking directly in their faces. Not one single person stood up. That's nice. And I just walked off. Then everybody got up and started moving. So I had to put all that embarrassment or whatever they're trying to put on me. I was like, fuck you. Can we cuss? I'm sorry.
Of course.
It's like, fuck you. You take it. Right. It's yours. I'm telling you, you be the assholes.
Yeah.
I'm out. So, I don't know. That felt like I could do whatever. And then I ended up moving back to Arizona, where I was a trainer for a university, and again in financial aid. And then doing presentations in front of the trainees. When it got to be a big class, I would have to prepare more and write things, and I started writing skits, just to kind of play out things that may happen, and it was whatever the topic was. I had to write a skit out, and it, I wanted it to be funny, so I added a little bit of spiciness, a little drama, and then. So it got people involved in the characters and the situations, and then I got them to ask questions, so that engaged, so it worked.
Yeah.
But, they asked me at the end, because it was a, drama between 2 co-workers, and it was spicy, At the end, I asked if they had any questions. They're like, yeah, where did these skits come from? I could have told him the truth, like I wrote them, but I improved, and I just decided to go with humor, and I said HR. And then they started laughing. So being in a huge auditorium with like a big class, it was like, I mean, not big, but it was 30, 40 people.
Right.
That laugh hooked me.
Wow.
And I've been watching comedy. I've been a huge fan. But I've never been able to tell a joke. I still can. But it just hooked me, man. I said, you know what? I'm going to go do this open mic thing. I'm just going to, like, start getting ready. And then decided to jump in. So.
That's awesome. So what year did you start?
2018. Wow. So when I started, I also wanted to engulf myself in comedy. So I started working for Tempe Improv. It's the box office at first, and then became a server. Cool. But, you know, just want to be around it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't really getting the Saturday, weekend gigs or anything yet, so it was fine. And then you get to see professionals doing it. To me, that's kind of like boot camp almost. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. That's how I started, 2018.
That's cool. So, wow, you got addicted to comedy before even formally doing it.
What about you? Cool. Does anybody ever ask you when
did
you start?
People ask me the questions. So
when did you start?
Where to start? I'll answer all your questions at the end. Let's get through this. I don't want to keep boring the regular.
You got it.
If there's any ever regular listeners, don't hear the same thing over and over.
Okay. Right.
I mean, but I would say, as far as school, like taking a speech class back in college definitely helped me start the process of overcoming public speaking. When you go up there and they're like, and the speech teacher's good, and they're like, think about it. When you have to explain something you really know, it's easy, right?
Yeah, totally.
So know your subject, know your speech, rehearse it, but make it to where it doesn't sound rehearsed.
Yeah.
So that definitely, I mean, I wish I would have started comedy earlier, but do you wish you started comedy earlier?
Oh, yeah. I mean, now, because I don't know how old you are, but I'm in my 40s, so it's like, when you start taking it seriously, you're kind of like, am I even going to make it or whatever it is? Not that that's what I'm doing it for. It's not to make millions. Well, it is, but that'd be nice. But it's just it's a craft. It's like acting. It's like anything else, singing, So I fell in love with it, and I just want to get better. I want to study it.
Yeah.
But that reminds me that was another little added reason why I started. It was like a professional development type of thing, because even as a trainer, even speaking in front of training classes and all that, I still felt like I wasn't communicating properly. Like I'm speaking English, but you're looking at me like I'm speaking another language. Do you know what I mean? When people just kind of zone out or something. So I was like, I need to be able to get a conversation, hold it, and then what better way to do it in comedy? Like, it's in front of people. You're trying to make them making them laugh hard. Yeah. You can do everything else. You can make them cry. You can make them angry. You can do all. That's easy. Making them laugh, like.
Wait, making people cry is easy.
Okay. They should do that. We should do a comedy show where they make you cry. It's like
just tell a heart-wrenching story, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a Dick's restaurant for comedy, I guess. All right. What else?
So what's your writing process?
I just keep everything on a spreadsheet. I know that's weird, but I have my column where I just whatever idea comes to me, and that's my process. Just whatever it is. Yeah. If I decide I've taken some time off of work, so it's like I had time to sit down and write. So I would wake up, write a little bit. It's just free writing. There's no jokes, no nothing. It's just free writing with that. But in my spreadsheet, I keep all the possibilities. So I put that in there as like a main topic, and then I have to write out the premise
Okay.
because it's the topic, but that's just you have to write the
Like,
premise.
what would be a topic?
I don't know. You want me to see one?
Like, what's in the news, or?
Yeah, something like that. Anything that would come up. Walking down San Diego and it smells like pee. Sorry, San Diego. It's there. It's them.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'll be having a conversation with you, and we'll be talking about something, and then you laugh. I'll instantly write it. That's the top. Whatever that topic was, boom's in there. That's it. And then I'll go home and see if I can write a premise to it so that everybody can understand it, and or try.
Sure.
So that's my writing process. Also, so the Dumb Podcast on YouTube, follow that.
There you go.
Which I wanted to ask you if you would be a guest. This was my ulterior motive, and I just found out that it's not ulterior like an alternate. It's ulterior. I was like, what? I'm dumb. So that's the show. Would you be a guest?
Yes, of course.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, we'll set it up.
So what is your podcast about?
Just comedy. It's about comedy. It's about coming up in comedy. Do this. Talk about how you started, all that stuff, and then we do a little joke game at the end where we all write 3 jokes written. So you can use old ones if you want, throwaways, whatever, ones you don't do anymore. Just submit the 3 jokes, all right? Those 3 jokes, I submit 3 jokes, my co-host submits 3 jokes, and then
you have a co-host?
Yeah. KevTheAllStar.com. And then we all mix them up. So I just make sure that we'll make sure that you don't get your own. You're not reading your own joke. And then it's like at the end there's a little game. So yeah, I'll send you all the info. Cool.
Oh yeah. So what are your goals in comedy?
My goals in comedy. Shit, man. Before I go there and I forget what I was going to say about what I even brought up earlier about the Dumb Podcast, the writing thing.
Yeah.
On there's the writing. Do we write jokes? So that's also part of my writing process. I did this so that I can kind of force myself to keep writing.
Okay. And
make it funny because it's going to be on something, Sure. So most of the time it's not. So what do I want to do with comedy? I come from a family that's they've produced things, they produce shows, they produce music. I want to bring laughter to people. Like, that's one of the reasons I started comedy. Another reason was because I'm 40, so you start thinking about death more. I just thought, what better way to die than laughing? Like, laughing your whole way out.
Sure.
Like, all the time. Not just like date night, 6 months, every 6 months, whatever you do, like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be all the time. And I love it, man. I love being around it. I love being part of it. I just want to put more out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to produce. So
are you producing any shows right now?
I am about to start. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I just have to have all the little things worked out. I think I have everything. I'm just lazy. Well, I have all this other stuff going on.
Sure.
It's like I got to plan it out. Anyway. And then I don't want to get, I don't know if you've heard this or like when you start producing a show, rather than just performing, it kind of takes you're almost distracted from the performing, from the performance. Absolutely. You have to really
I noticed it.
Yeah. So then now you become the producer. Now you become that business, and it's like, what the fuck? So it's like, I'm scared of that. I do the podcast. It doesn't pay anything yet. If you want to donate, there is a way to do that. Anyway, Patreon.com. But yeah, man, I don't know if I want to get into that realm of comedy. I mean, I do, but I am scared of it. I don't want it to take away from trying to focus on being funny. 'Cause I need all the help I can get.
Sure. Yeah, you probably want all the good stuff and not the bad stuff, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I'll take the bad. I've being in comedy, you have to take it. It's like one thing that I learned and I love and I appreciate about comedy is that it taught me the bad is it's there. It's gonna come every single time. Like how you deal with it is how you're able to keep doing it. Because if not, you'd be bitching on Facebook groups and whatnot.
Or you'll just be putting premises up and people are like, what are you doing?
Guilty.
So, have you traveled to do comedy?
Not too much. I mean, I was in Arizona.
Are
so
you living in Marietta right now?
Yeah, so just like a little further than Marietta. That's why I say Marietta, because everybody knows it.
Sure.
I live in San Jacinto, or as they call it here, San Jacinto, which is next to Hemet. Both pieces of shit towns. Sorry. I mean, they're awesome. Let's do shows there. Yeah, so I live there now, but I was living in Arizona for the last 20-some years.
Wow.
I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, which is a border town, a lot like this one. It just looks like all the drug dealers have their stuff organized here. Oh, there, it's not so organized. Yeah, El Paso is my hometown, so I've done comedy there in El Paso, which I loved, man, because I didn't start there. I started in Phoenix, so I was doing all that training. Then I went back home, and then I delivered like jokes that didn't really land in Phoenix because the Hispanic, they learned knowing Spanish, the whole thing. So I did them in El Paso, and they landed, and it just felt so good. It was so awesome. So I want to go back there. So that's another reason is why to produce a show, right? Even though it's the business, I mean, it is a business, so I guess I gotta not be scared of it.
Yeah.
So produce a show and take it around. I've done comedy, so Phoenix, Arizona, Texas, California.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, that's it.
Cool. So do you have any hobbies or passions that are not related to comedy?
Hobbies, passions not related to comedy. I like editing video. That's fun. I like to be creative. I'm a graphic artist by training. Got an associate's in that for computer animation. So making things come to life in general, whether it's on computer or putting things together with my hands. I got a 1975 Mercury Monarch in the garage that I'm working on. So I'm trying to pretend that to be a mechanic as well. Yeah, and a lot of my comic friends will tell me that I don't even have tools. They laugh at my tools. They say they're like girly tools. What else? Hobbies. I've got kids, so Minecraft. A lot of Minecraft, Roblox, all that. And I like watching. I'm a movie guy. I like watching movies.
Sweet.
Yep. Other than that, I'm not like a skydiver type of guy. I'm gonna do it, but I don't have like any other thing like that I actually do. Bicycling, mountain bike, but haven't gotten the chance to go out here, which would be amazing. Oh, let me ask you this. Maybe this isn't in my area, but a lot of people walk around with like, doing exercise, walking, or even jogging. They walk around with like big old sticks, like the end of a broom. You know what I mean? But just the stick
like
part.
in the wilderness or something?
No, just walk like down the street. Do they not do it here? Is it just my area?
I don't see it.
Everybody walks around with sticks exercising. It's weird. I don't know if it's for mountain lions or people.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Just stop and do street interviews.
Yeah.
Why you have a stick?
Yeah. Wait, so I can't ask you any questions, man? You ride a unicycle. I saw you riding a unicycle.
Yeah,
what's that about?
I ride a unicycle.
How long has that been?
I started when I was like in my teens. I like 13 or something.
And you do tricks and shit?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, right. Mostly right now I'm riding it to to my parked car. It's like I park far because
but it's cheap.
Park for free.
Oh, it's
so
free.
it's like a mile. So I ride to my car and then ride back.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice.
It's fun.
That's not what you brought today. You brought that?
No, I don't know. That's someone's bike.
Oh, you did bring your unicycle today?
Yeah, it's downstairs.
Nice, man. But yeah, that's it. It's for the hobbies. Playing video games. That's
Cool.
it.
Yep.
Music. I like playing music.
Nice.
Yeah, I played.
Did you ever do like joke songs?
I haven't gotten there yet. I entered a comedy competition, where I invited a fellow comic who's amazing, guitar playing comic, and of course she won, which is good. It's fine. But it's just like I noticed that power of the music, and after that I was just like, shit. I even told her, I was like, man, next time I'm gonna have to practice my violin and bring that out here. Have a little fun making whoop whoop noises, So maybe we'll see. Right now I'm concentrating on just the writing,
Sure.
Stage presence, all that, fine. Making faces, fine. Making, little voices, fine.
Sure.
Right? But that's on stage. Like,
right.
When I think of comedy, I think like it should just go through this microphone and translate in audio. You should just be able to listen to it and it should be funny. It shouldn't have to be a physical type of thing. I mean, I guess music is listening, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, even if people can't see you moving around, like, just you doing that it changes it.
Yeah.
Instead of just standing in one place.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, it helps. I just want to focus on the words, I guess, rather than adding anything other little spices to it yet.
Right.
It should be funny with just reading it.
Right. So you don't do like a character on stage?
Not yet. Or if I do, it's really quick. I haven't like fully taken it on and then done a whole like story as that person. Yeah. If I do, I'll set up the joke, talk about whoever it is that's saying it, and then at the end add the voice. I used to have a joke where I would start off and be like, my daughter would say, "I'm Dad," and then say that's how she talks, whatever, and then it went on to this whole thing. So sometimes in that way, but I don't continue it, and it's not like a character or anything. Not yet.
All right, cool.
Gonna try. We'll try.
Nice. So, do you have like a favorite joke?
Has it have to be mine?
No, anybody's.
I'm a big fan of Rodney Dangerfield. I grew up watching him. And
there's an inspiration. He started late.
Yeah.
Or like he at least got famous later.
Yeah. And with this whole respect, not getting any respecting. There's a clip at work. So is it okay to tell them where I work?
Sure.
So I work at Mic Drop Comedy Club, and they have a little clip, little snippet of the joke. As he says something like, I don't get any respect anywhere. He's like, my house was on fire last week, and my wife said, "Shh, you'll wake up daddy or whatever. I just fucked it up, but it's just, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like, you write that out, anybody can read it, and it just hits. So that's what I'm focused at. It's just writing that like gold. To me, it's gold.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So, do you have like a favorite fan interaction? Either someone being a fan of you, or you a fan of some other comic.
I am a big fan of Ari Shafir, working at the Tempe Improv. He's a really cool, relaxed dude. He's not that nobody talk to me, I'm gonna be in the green room type of comic. You know, he'll come into the box office, shoot the shit. And one time I asked him, I was like, what do you think about a stage name? And you know, he broke it down and pretty much gave advice. What's his name? Titus. Christopher Titus. He was also at the Improv with his wife, who's also a comic, and they walked out with us to the parking lot, and we're just shooting the shit. So that's the kind of interaction I like.
That's cool.
A bunch of them, man. I could think of a bunch of them that come up and just give you fists or just shoot the shit. Tom Segura was cool. He did a little tour of his Spanish show that he was doing, and he came to the Improv and talked to him in Spanish, my shitty ass Spanish. But I just like that type of stuff. Felipe Esparza at the Improv, one time, he's got that What's Up Fool podcast. So he was walking by, I go, "What's up, fool?" And then he turns around, he's like, "Hey," and like came up and gave me a hug.
Wow.
And then he grabbed my back fat. And it was that kind of stuff, it's really nice. I like that.
Cool. Nice.
Having fans, shit, I don't know. I don't even know I have any, but I was recognized once, which was cool. It was we're at House of Comedy in Glendale, Arizona, and stir crazy. And then we went to Dave and Buster's afterwards to chill, and it was my boy Rob Mabey knew the comic there, the headliner, and they knew each other for a long time, so we went to Dave and Buster's and chilled. And Rob Mabey's the headliner in Phoenix, one of the headliners in Phoenix. So it was me, my boy Cole East. We're both about the same in the same grade level, if you will. And then it was those two. They were like right in front of us, and then it was us two and me and Cole East in the back, and these girls came up and they were just like, "Oh my God, you guys are the comedians!" And they're just coming this way, and we thought she was talking to them. But yeah, she just passed right by them and came to us. We're like, "Whoa, what?" It was awesome. I think it's just because we started an open mic in Avondale, Say When open mic, and I think since then just putting it on and people coming to it, and it made an impact. So that's what I want to do. That I just want to make an impact in the community with comedy. That's it.
Absolutely.
However it is.
Yeah, like one of the goals of this podcast is to get people to see live comedy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I like that you always ask on Facebook or whatever it is, like, where are you going to see live comedy today?
Yeah,
I love that.
The automatic things, you set it up to do it every week, so I don't have to. Otherwise, I would have a million alarms on my phone.
Yeah. Or not be consistent like me. That's right.
Yeah, I got to set up more things too. To just like, I think I just had to set an alarm.
That's
for
really
work.
good. You're really good on that. Really good.
Yeah, like,
stuff.
I mean, a lot of the stuff, it's easier to do stuff consistently that you like doing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Or maybe you don't like doing it, but you like the end result or something.
Right.
You know, there's definitely times where I'm like, oh, I gotta edit this podcast.
Oh, bro, I don't know if you can see it on my face.
I don't edit the podcast that much because
no. But I mean, you have
like
to.
The pauses and the mistakes it's part of the conversation.
Part of the thing. But I mean, even editing, it's more of a quality assurance. So you still have to go through it. There may be audio that you may have to line up. Like it is still a lot, and you're up late at night doing it. If you can't tell, I was doing that last night.
Yeah.
And
so how often is your podcast?
It's not on a regular schedule type of thing, which it needs to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to do mine every week.
Yeah, I've been wanting to, but
in August will be a year I started.
Yeah, nice man. And has it been every week?
I thought that I was doing it every week, and then I went back and looked at the data, and I was like, oh wow. At first, it was like, it took me like, I don't know, it took me like a couple months to like get it to every week. Because at first I just forgot. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I have that podcast. So like putting like trying to tell people I try to tell everybody I want everybody that I can to be on the podcast.
That's cool.
You know, and then I got to do a show based off the podcast at Mic Drop. That was awesome.
What do you mean based off of the podcast?
It was comics from the podcast, and then we did In the Gold Room on Father's Day.
Nice. Oh, that was it? The one that just passed?
Yeah.
Fuck, I wanted to go to that too. It was Father's Day. I couldn't.
Yeah. But when I was given the dates, I didn't look at the date. I didn't realize it was Father's Day. I think I would have chose a different day.
Yeah.
Because Father's Day. Oh, okay. And then people forget how busy they get, or you know. So.
Yeah, it may not be a thing that a dad would be like, oh. I mean, I would say let's go do this, but then there's my kid, so it's not like a family.
Yeah, exactly. Not
type
all
of thing.
Kids or adults.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get there, man. I think that's really cool that you allow whoever wants to be on there.
Well, I mean, there are some people that I've just, oh, you want to be on? Okay, that's great. Let's schedule it. And there's been a couple people that I wasn't going to jump on, but they were willing to like be on standby. You know, because like there's times where people cancel, and it's like, oh my god, well I'm doing this every week. I gotta record somebody. You know, I'm trying to bank the episodes, but I went on vacation, so that kind of, it was just a week, but still I kind of threw it off. I had a lot going on in June, so so now it's back to July. Start recording again.
Yeah,
I have one today, July 1st. I think I have one scheduled for tomorrow. I hope so. I have to look at the calendar. Anyway, do you remember when we met?
We met, was it here? It might have been here, or one of the other open mics around here. I want to say it was here, though. I want to say it was my first time that I was here.
Cool.
I got to see your stand-up, and I loved it. And I love that you always are trying different stuff, whatever it is. Like with that song that you brought to Mic Drop. I don't know if I told you, but we can't do that. They told me afterwards. I didn't talk to you about it. They're like, what was that? And blah, blah. I was like, oh, it was just this. I was like, no, don't do that. I was like, all right. Jeez. It's fine.
Okay.
I know. I was like, what? But I like that you definitely try a bunch of different stuff. And I was sitting right there. It's crazy that we're in this room.
Yeah.
Hot. Hot room.
I could turn on the air conditioning.
Are you not hot? You're fine. You're completely fine. Look at them dripping.
I'm a little bit hot. A lot of times I don't even realize I'm hot until someone says something. It's like, oh, I guess I am hot. I'm just glad to get to record.
That's what I need when we. So I usually do it over. Not usually, but we've been doing it over Zoom because I had a place in Phoenix and in Avondale that I was recording, and that was the biggest. Like, it was in the back of my head all the time. I was like, I can't see it. Did it stop? Did the phone do something where it made it stop?
Well, I've learned to put it on Do Not Disturb mode.
Yep.
But still, there's still a few people that can get through that, like my boss.
Yeah, but
I work here at at Madhouse, and if the owner, the boss calls, he might have something like, oh, can you let this person in or something? Like.
Are you a manager here?
Yeah.
Nice.
One of the managers. Yeah.
Oh.
I just managed last night.
Yeah.
That also sometimes can interfere with comedy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Definitely a lot.
There's Sundays where it's like I want to go off and even just do an open mic. But
yeah.
I gotta
You gotta stick to the schedule. Yeah. You gotta stick to it.
And I don't get to be on every show, so.
Yeah.
So, but
wait, did you get to go up here at all?
Yeah, sometimes.
Nice.
Definitely working here has its benefits. I feel like I am so privileged right now.
Yeah, that's a beautiful stage.
Yeah,
Jeez.
We are using the brick room to
right.
record a podcast.
I know, that's so nice. I still haven't gotten the balls to ask at my work yet. I don't know if I could or not, or if I should. You know what I'm saying?
Record a podcast?
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes clubs don't want to associate necessarily before you're big, because you may be saying
but they have to look at Kill Tony, right?
Yeah.
They started it at the Comedy Store. They weren't big when they started that.
Yeah. That's a good point.
You just never know. You gotta. I didn't ask. I just started recording.
Yeah. Now that you're talking about it, it would be cool to have something like that, like this, in a bigger scale, like Kill Tony, with the jokes written like by a bunch of people. That would be actually really cool. Maybe like an open mic type of thing. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just ask, oh, can I host one of the open mics or something?
Yeah.
And then go from there, and then, oh, that went well. Can I do it my own way?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just working last night with Mikey Perry. It is Ube World.
How did that go?
Fuck, dude. He sold the shit out of that show.
Nice.
There was people standing. That's how fucking... And it was in the main room, not the go room.
What?
The fucking main room.
Nice.
Mikey.
There you go, Mikey. Good
Get
job.
it, dog. So yeah, I was there with him last night, helping him sell some t-shirts. So I'll hit him up. He told me that they're looking for shows to produce and to submit some stuff. So I want to get a bunch of them, not a bunch of them, but a little group of them, a little group of shows, maybe 2-3 shows, and submit that instead of just being, one show. That way I can submit it and at least get something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, cool. So what's your favorite place to do comedy right now?
To do comedy, and like anywhere.
Sure, anywhere.
I mean, I like Mic Drop because of how small it is, and because that's where I work. What other ones have I done? I've done here. This one's cool because of the stage. What happened to this one? Is it not coming back at all? Sorry. It's bringing back some hurt feelings. I've been to Ontario Improv. That was nice. Being on a club stage is always nice. Sure. But the place I And I have to, if you're including everywhere, it's in Avondale at the open mic that we started, Say When open mic, because
so that's still going on.
It's still going on.
Nice.
Like I helped start it. It was me and my boy Cole. He wanted to start one. I was like, I'm not gonna start it by myself, dude. I'm gonna start it. It's gonna be with somebody because I'm not gonna be able to be there all the time, and I'm not gonna stay here. So you're gonna have to take it over. So that's why we named it what he wanted. Say When, and then. But I had to get the venue and talk to him, and I'm still the one that posts shit, and so
No way.
So I produce it, so that's why I take it. But man, I don't want to let it go. You know how like you have those old school mics that like are just part of comedy, the scene, and then just if they leave, like it'll hurt. So we have a couple of those in Phoenix, and that's what I want it to be, because when you walk into this bar, it's on the regular level, but in Phoenix you have to understand that it's clay, it's adobe, like the floor, everything underneath is hard as fuck. They have to dynamite some things because you can't just dig it out with regular excavators.
Right.
So this place has a basement, which is super special in Phoenix. So it's like you walk downstairs and it's maybe the stage is about this size because it's like they've got seating. You like walk up and they got seating and it's a stage, but then there's the bar that's back there. It's like this small little tiny cool. It used to be a speakeasy back in the day. It had like a tunnel that ran from there to like
that explains a lot.
Yeah.
That's why they decided to keep digging.
So they call it the bomb shelter.
Wow.
Which is perfect for comedy because there's so many bombs, It's like, and then going downstairs, the feel, it's dark, it's nice. When you step up to the stage, obviously it makes the ceiling lower. So I don't know, everything all together there is probably my favorite.
That's cool.
Place.
So really tall comics have to duck, or
maybe for the fan, definitely for the fan.
Okay.
It's like a fan blowing in your fucking face.
Wow.
But that's good because we have the light right in your fucking face too. So
Cool.
yeah, it's a good spot, man. I hope they keep it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was your family life growing up?
My family's Mexican. They got the papers and all that. It's weird, man. It's weird being Mexican because... All right.
Well,
no material. All right. Stop myself.
Is it weird being Mexican? Because you've only been Mexican, right? So how do you know? You have nothing to compare it to.
Well, I was going to compare it to being marijuana, but I was material, and I'll stop right now.
No, feel
sir.
free to do material. I'm not going to know. I don't know everybody's material.
It was cool, man. So El Paso's a lot like here. Like you guys have Tijuana, we have Juarez, Mexico, Chihuahua. So we'd go there all the time. We'd be there every weekend getting our hair cut, which obviously we're not there. But we'd be eating, buying groceries. We used to come home. We used to take an ice chest and go to the paleta factory, and we just come home with an ice chest full of all flavors of those Mexican paletas that you pay fucking $8, $10 for at the, what are they called out here? The anyway, it's not my business. But yeah, we used to get tortillas. My mom, we'd be like crossing the bridge, eating tortillas and like cheese, just rolling them up, eating on like while we were waiting to cross the bridge. And then my mom would tell me that I was adopted from that tortilla lady. She would just, it was cool. My parents are cool. They like to have fun. They would call each other little nicknames. So that's why I always add a little nickname to whatever it is, like the Diggity Dario. Just little dumb stuff. That's the reason why this started. was because when we were young, we couldn't be aggressive. You know, we couldn't say things like stupid or shut up. But we could call each other dumb. That was like soft. It was like soft. It was stupid. I was like, what? And mom would turn around and be like, oh my God. Like, she wouldn't let us be aggressive like that. So that's why everything was dumb. And then that's what we started calling each other, because obviously with the nicknames, we started calling each other dumb. And that was our names for our siblings. My brother, my sister, we were all, hey, dumb. And we turn around. Like, that was how we called each other. Hey, dumb. And we turn around. That's just how it stuck. And we had other, obviously, nicknames. Dumb Chico, dumb whatever. My sister's name is Boop. We had a nickname for hers, Boop, which progressed from a lot of different ski things. It was like snow boots, skis, a bunch of weird, dumb stuff. But ended up, now it's Poop. That's what I still call her, because it fits, because you stink. But yeah, it was cool growing up. El Paso's very small, so it's not a lot of things that you can get into, I guess. They are gangs. I wasn't ever in a gang. I would say maybe I was gang affiliated. Just because I grew up in the area, you know? So I grew up with the dudes that were in the gangs, and we'd play football or tag, or when they got into the gangs, I just did it. You know, I wasn't allowed to say shut up, so I wasn't gang material. Plus, I love to carry like chapsticks, so yeah, definitely not gang material. But I would hang out, and they'd allow me passage through the projects. So I'd walk through the projects to get to school, and if there was any like beef going down in the projects, like they'd give me a heads up, like, hey, you better get out of here, and then I'd fucking leave. So yeah, it's protected, I guess, but
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So what's your earliest memory then?
My earliest memory in El Paso is walking across the street in Central El Paso, because I was born in Central. I was born in a house. Me and my brother is the oldest, and he was born in a hospital. But then after that, my mom decided to go with a midwife. Okay. So I was born in a house, and the earliest thing that I remember was being born. No, it was walking when I must have been like 2. It must have been like 2 or 3, somewhere around there. I was still young enough where I don't think I was walking great yet, and then I was holding my brother's hand to walk across the street to go play with the kids across the street while my mom watched us from the yard. That was it. Oh yeah, and I remember we had a dog there named Blackie, which supposedly got lost. They left, and my mom actually packed us up in the car and with the windows down, screaming for Blackie. Come to find out, years later, she got rid of it. She played that whole thing out of getting in the car and yelling the kids, the dog's name, just to like smooth it out. I was like, what the fuck? Wow. So later on, you start realizing, I was like, man, I was fucked up. So I think that plays a lot into my comedy. Just like, I take some fucked up shit and then I try to make it funny.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Sorry, did I answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Doing good.
What's the biggest audience you've performed for?
The biggest audience, I would say it'd have to be one of the either Tempe Improv or Stand Up Live. I want to say Tempe Improv. I think it was more packed. It was one of the new faces of comedy. So it's like the beginner, bringer shows with just a bunch of comics on there. So everybody's got to bring somebody, and then they just pack the club up as much as they can.
Sure.
They don't usually sell out or anything, but there's a pretty good amount of people. And in a club, it's like you can feel that laughter, you know. Other than that, like small clubs, I did a JP's Comedy Club in Chandler, which was another good place to do comedy for me. Like the ceilings are low, it's designed very well for comedy. And they used to have an open mic where if you went to the show before at 7:00 and you paid your drinks, whatever, you can sign up early and get on the mic, and they would keep, like, people would stay, the audience would stay because they would announce it. Hey, we're gonna have this, you know, you're welcome to hang out, it's free of charge, you can still drink, blah blah blah. So a lot of them would stay, and it was a nice little club, you know. And yeah, they would stay, and then you'd have a freaking audience at an open mic.
Nice.
So that was nice too. That was like a smaller club. So I would say, guess in numbers, probably about 75,
Okay.
100, 75 to 100
But
people.
haven't you performed at ACC in a packed room before?
I didn't.
You
I
haven't yet?
want to. If you would have asked me that question after I performed at ACC, then I would have said ACC is my favorite place to perform.
Okay.
Dude, I just been there once.
Okay.
Speaking of going downstairs, fucking nutted just with that. You know what I mean? And then I open the door and it's a fucking full blown comedy club, packed, and it's an open mic, and I can sign up. What? So I didn't do it that night because I got there late, but it's exciting that that's here. You know what I'm saying?
You can always buy a drink and get a ticket, and there's a chance.
Like you up your chances or whatever. And
well, yeah, it's a ticket, so you get tickets for signing up at the beginning, and then if you buy something like over $5, you get another ticket. So even if you come late, I've gotten up with just having the drink.
Oh,
ticket.
really? Even being late?
Yeah, I mean, obviously your chances are less because every time they draw, say there's 100 tickets in, you have one ticket in there.
You still have a
you
chance.
Have one out of 100.
Your
and
chances
then
are less.
The
right?
second time, there's 99 tickets in there, so now you have 1 out of 99.
Less, yeah.
So later in the night, there's less. Also, say that some people have 3 tickets in there, and they get called. So not only is that one ticket taken away, it's the other 2 tickets they have that have the same. You're not going to go twice.
Right.
So you got to think about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get up to 3 tickets.
Up to 3? That's it? No more higher? No higher?
Yeah, one you get free for showing up on time. Another one you get for reposting on Instagram the story.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 2, and then 1 for buying something that costs at least $5.
Oh,
so
okay.
you get 3 tickets. But you got to remember, a lot of people have 3 tickets in there.
Right. Most people will.
Yeah.
What about bringing people? Does that
You
help?
bring 5 people, you get a guaranteed spot.
Really? 5 people?
Yeah, but there's a limited amount of those. It's 5 people can't bring 5 people and all get up on stage.
The 5 people have to be there with you?
Yeah, you have to.
So you have to be there super early with your 5 people to get your guaranteed spot?
It's better to be early. You also can bark people in.
Yeah, I heard.
So
I was doing that, and I wasn't even on the show, or wasn't trying. I was just out there with Ezra Nolan, just shooting the shit. And, you know, he likes talking to people and giving free, just free information, I guess. Free compliments. He compliments everybody.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So have you ever won like a comedy contest or anything like that?
No, sir. Not yet. Not yet. I don't know, man. Comedy is subjective, you know. It's putting in a competition is, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't see competitions of. I guess I do, but But I like major bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have a battle of the bands, do they? Like, big top bands that have made it, that are super rock stars. Like, they don't have a battle of. I'm not a rock star.
You don't have to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see. I don't like the competition thing.
I don't know. I think roast battle is fun.
Yeah, I haven't done that. You think that? Would you suggest that?
Well, I mean, I think you should try it. I don't know if you ever roast. It sounds like you roast your siblings.
Yeah.
So it's just fun, something different.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that. That's probably next on the list. My first thing was just doing the set and then hosting, which I've hosted, so gotten that accomplishment, achievement taken care of, or not taken care of, but I worked on it, next thing would be doing roasts. That would be on the schedule sometime soon, I guess.
A mini goal.
Yeah, I just don't take it very well either. I was like, I take it personally, and then I get personal. I need to learn how to relax.
But you might win because of that.
Oh, okay.
It's also not about winning. It's just about putting on a good show.
Okay. It's not about being mean.
No, I mean, you have to win over the audience. If you're being mean and the audience is like, "Whoa," and they're not laughing, not having. If you're bringing people down, not making a good show, then that's bad. You start cussing at the guy.
I just feel like that's what would happen with the whole Beverly Hills thing. I would just be like, "Fuck, you're the one," and then walk off. That's what I would do.
Well, there's ways around that. You can work with someone ahead of time so that you know what's coming.
Okay.
There's no rules.
Okay.
It's about making a good show.
Okay. Are you on any roast coming up?
Yeah, I've done a few roasts, and I have another one in October. I mean, I know that's a long time from now. There's a possibility it could be sooner if they start doing twice a month.
Do you know the person that you're going to roast?
Yeah, I'm roasting Dayton Shepard there.
Are you already prepared?
I already have some jokes, yeah.
Nice.
We're at it.
That's cool.
So, what's like your best booking story? Like either you've been booked on something or you booked something.
Book somebody.
Yeah, book somebody.
I like getting booked. I like getting booked because I want to do it off my own credits, I guess. You know what I mean? So when I either perform somewhere and then somebody sees me and then says, "Oh, hey, you want to do this?" I love that. That makes me feel super, super special. The hookups, because I'm hanging out and they need this or somebody needs that, a drive, and they need a driver. I like those. Those are cool. I'll do them. I appreciate them. Keep them coming. But I definitely like the ones where it's like I'll go to open mic and they say, you want to do a spot on this day or whatever, and yes, JP's Comedy Club was like that. If you're ever in the area, you should definitely check out their open mic, plan ahead, and you could probably perform on, I think they still do it Thursdays. You could perform on Thursdays and then probably get a spot for the weekend. So it's like it's a possibility there because they like to help, beginning comics. It's in Chandler, so it would be pretty good crowd, a pretty good demographic. Where else have I gotten booked like that? Oh, out here with Ace, my twin. So many people told me that I look like Ace. It's the hat and the beard, and because I'm fat Mexican. Sorry, Ace. Came out here with a couple buddies, and I think it was the first time that we went to Ace's open mic at the Galley.
Yeah.
And then got booked for his show that he does there. So yeah, that's cool. I like those.
Cool.
Haven't been booked for like with anybody big yet. That'd be my next thing.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Absolutely. So what's the worst thing about comedy right now?
The sensitivity, man. Oversensitive. People
Like
getting
the audience, or
people getting offended by things that makes comedy nerfed. I guess you nerf what you're able to talk about, what you're able to say. Can't take it certain places because you're gonna get canceled, or you're gonna be seen as this, you're gonna be seen as that.
Right. Well, really, there's no such thing as that, in my opinion. Like, if you just really think about it, all it is consequences for people's actions.
Right.
That's always been and always will be. There always will just be consequences for people's actions.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of long stretches of time where there's no consequences for people.
Yeah.
Certain people, the rich, the famous, or whatever. So it's just about a leveling of the playing field.
Yeah.
And
I guess it's just how I understand that. It's just how there's so much, like, there's a spotlight on I think comedy, because comedy likes to push, and right now people are being very sensitive and not wanting to be pushed in any kind of way. They're like, well, this is normal and you guys are the ones that are crazy. I understand that. Everything's fine. I am the crazy one. But with comedy, it's almost like, well, then what's it gonna do to that, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I was trying to be funny on a post, and I completely see their side, but it was about a certain basketball player. We won't say if it's male or female, but it's about a certain basketball player, and like how they're like, oh, I don't see what the big deal is. And I was just trying to be funny and be like, yeah, nobody does. That's what the whole thing is. Okay, maybe not super funny, but then somebody brought up to me and they're like, don't speak for everybody. And I'm like, what? I did reread it and I said I was speaking for everybody. I was like, you're right, but fuck, man. That's all. Just like, fuck, man. That's all that gets on my nerves. But that's the worst thing. But and all the little, like, I don't know, I guess cliques, if you will.
Right. People bring up cliques a lot, but you have to remember that humans are social animals.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Think to yourself, there's people, if I gave you a list of people and asked you to rank them, of how much you like them, you're going to do it, right? You're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Unless they all are in a tie for first place or last place or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Like, you have a clique you don't even think about.
Right.
Maybe you probably have a group of friends, and there might be people on the outside of that want in, and they feel like, oh, you guys are too cliquey.
Yeah.
So,
I guess about the cliques that I don't like is how I guess they push you out, or I guess it's all one common idea of you when the other ones don't even know you. Does that make sense?
Sure.
And it's kind of like just single you out and you're over here, which is fine. I'm not the type of guy that likes a whole bunch of people around me. Like, even if I do have a bunch of friends in the room, we're all hanging out, like, you won't see me with them all around. Like, I get uncomfortable. Like, I gotta move.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. I exclude myself.
See, exactly. That's what always.
You're
comes back
teaching
down.
me here, Aaron.
It always comes back to that. When you put it to people certain ways. Also, you got to remember, like, there's so many times in life where I've been like, oh, like, open my mind.
Yeah.
Like I cut someone off in traffic on accident, and I think to myself,
oh
my God, all those times that other people cut me off and drove bad.
No.
They're probably just going through something very similar that I'm going through right now. I wasn't paying attention, having a bad day, or whatever. So it's like, I don't understand why people constantly go, oh, that other person sucks. It's like, well, I mean, they're just maybe acting in a bad way right now.
Yeah, you did it.
There's some kind of reason.
Yeah, it just happened to me right now on the freeway, getting off of the freeway. Lady was going in and out. Just like, it got me pissed. But yeah, you're right. I thought the same thing. I was like, I don't know this place, and if I need to exit, I'm gonna do it. I haven't even done it yet. I said I'm gonna do what she did to somebody at some point. So I was like, just go, lady. I try to relax now, man, not take so much, but yeah, I mean, we all have our things. We all don't know everything. That's the thing about the Dumb Podcast is, and I say it out from the beginning, is like, you know, my father passed away when I was in my 20s, so even thinking about life and real things, I wasn't even in that mental space yet when he passed. So it's like, now I'm an adult, now I'm a dad, now all this stuff, and I'm having to go through it with nobody to ask. So that's what this is about. It's like figuring it out. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, these jokes don't land, but I'm fucking working on it, and I'm pushing myself to get better. So that's what it was all about.
Oh yeah. So this is your shirt here. Do you have do you have merch?
Merch. You guys want to buy a t-shirt? Go to the Dumb Podcast. At the Dumb Podcast, Instagram, Facebook. Just DM me. I'll get you all the info.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you, sir.
So, and what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is at Don Dario Comedy. That's on all of them: Instagram, Facebook. It's also .com. So DonDarioComedy.com. That has all the links to everything. The website has the links to the podcast on YouTube, to the Patreon, which has hidden episodes. Everything that you need. That's basically my EPK, if you will. Bookers, check it out. Book me. Use the website, please, so I can be like Aaron here and all. What is it called when you set it up to do things automatically for you? What are those things? What is this called? I don't know. It's awesome though.
Automatic. Yeah.
Automatic. Automatically things. Automagic. Oh, there you go. It's a good name.
Nice. So is there anything else you want to talk about?
Just follow me on social media. Got a couple shows coming up with Ace. It's a new place, so I don't know which one it's gonna be. I am also gonna be on a show with Tommy Lucero. He's also booked me as well. It's a cigar place, I believe. But yeah, check me out on Instagram and follow me. Once I get the flyers, I'll post them. And hope to see you guys there. And thank you for having me, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay, this is the time. You want to ask me questions? Go ahead. Can you remember them?
See, that's why you do it, because we don't. How do I pronounce last name?
Trahan.
Yeah, that's how I said it. Yeah. I was right. How long have you been doing comedy?
Over 5 years.
5 years, so we're on the same. You born? Are you from here?
I grew up in Santa Rosa.
Where is that? That's north?
Yeah, it's an hour more north of San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco? Oh,
yeah.
Shit. So you're north. You still have family up there?
Yeah, I got my parents and two of my younger sisters. My youngest sisters.
What made you move down here?
My sister was living in San Marcos, and I came to visit, and she said, "Why don't you just stay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
That's beautiful.
Exactly. The weather is better here. I hate the rain.
Oh, it rains a lot up there?
Rains more, yeah. Yeah, and then like, where my mom came from, like Oregon, Washington, rains even more there. It's okay to visit, but
Not to stay or live.
Not to live there.
Yeah, I want to go up to Oregon. I have a friend or an affiliate of the podcast as well, Lexi's Comedy Club. She's it's like a pop up right now, but she's working it so she can get a brick and mortar actual club.
Wow.
But yeah, if you're ever heading up to Oregon, let me know. I'll give you her info and you can hit her up. I want to plan to go up there maybe this summer, because that's my thing. You're asking me about doing comedy in other places. That's where I'm at right now. So I have all these next steps. That's part of the next step, is taking it different places, because we all know doing it here in the same rooms over and over is just gonna kill you, and you gotta do it in different places so that you know where and what jokes to keep, and the whole thing. So just gotta get out there and do it.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. I think I asked them, even though you told me not to. I asked you about the unicycle.
Sure.
I asked you about working here. That's it, man. I think that's it. I appreciate you having me.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna push stop. If you could push stop on that at the same time,
You got it.
then it'll be the same way. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.